What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be reviewing Showdown 47 in what was a emphatic victory by Port Adelaide in front of the Crows faithful, who decided to walk out with about 10 minutes to go because they knew their team was getting absolutely poleaxed. And I tell you what, it's great to wake up after a sensational Showdown victory. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and review Showdown 47.
And the siren sounds. It was a classic Port Adelaide victory in the end. Coming from behind early in the third to absolutely demolish the Adelaide Crows by 57 points.
I'm a bit dusty today. I had a big night celebrating the great Showdown victory, and so excuse me if I'm feeling a bit off, but it's great to get into the game today and review what was a sensational game by the boys. It was a bit scrappy in the first half, especially early on when right before the game we lose Travis Spoke within minutes before the bounce. So Powell Pepper has to come in, and even I think then you would have thought, okay, this is not a good sign for the boys. And losing our best player for the year to injury and going into a showdown. We're backs against the wall, and within minutes into the game, Lysette goes down with a knee injury. So, we're essentially losing key players as we go, and we stuck with it. It was a pretty even first quarter. Adelaide had a lot of the footy. They kept it peppering at the goals, but shocking goal kicking does not win you games of football. And 5 goals, 14 they ended up with. So 19 scoring shots for them. Overall, but in that first half they really could have put us to the wall, but unfortunately they didn't get the job done, and Port Adelaide capitalised on their opportunities, kicked straight early when the game was in the balance, and eventually the game opened up for Port Adelaide into that third quarter, which was a typical Port Adelaide quarter. That's kicked 6 goals unanswered, that fast, ruthless pace that we have. Great ball use, continual attacking inside 50, and eventually we're getting shots on goal. And when you have moments like Sam Gray selling some candy to Matt Crouch, that's when you're in good stead. And it was just sensational to watch, and really feel the energy from the boys, and they were enjoying themselves. And that's the main thing when you're playing in front of a crowd that does not like you. You've got a small supporter base there supporting you, and they were loud, the Port crowd yesterday, and that was, again, it's shown through on the TV. And then that kind of energy and that kind of mentality where you're just in your zone, forgetting any external factors that could affect you, and it worked out beautifully in that third quarter, and they continued it on. It was a nightmare for the Crows. They really didn't have much influence on the game after half time. Tex Walker kicked that early goal, and you thought, okay, here we go, the game's on. The Crows are probably going to do kick 4 or 5 goals in a row. They're going to end up taking this one out convincingly. We fought gallantly, but no, that was false hope for them. It was a good goal by Tex, and he set the stand. Then he had another set shot, missed it, and then from then on there was no hope in hell for any Crows player from the forward half of their side to get any contact with the ball, because Port Adelaide's midfield were dominant on the outside. Their contested footy we won, but our uncontested possessions we won by 104. Disposals overall won by 101, but 104 uncontested possessions more. We had like 30 more marks around the ground, and that's the type of footy we played. Keep off football. Disposal efficiency was 5% more than the Crows. We had 76%. They had 71%, and overall, when you have more disposals like we did for over 100, and then to have a better disposal efficiency, that just means we were just using the ball better. We were just more direct. We were just not. We were smart with the footy. It was smart football. Ken Hinkley coached really well on the day, and how good is it to see? You got Dougal Howard, Dixon. They just keep the structure, and they don't have to have an influence on the game with disposals and marks and kicking goals. They're creating a contest, and look what happened. You had the small forwards, Rosie, Ebert, Sam Gray. They all got multiple goals. Butters, their forward pressure was just enormous, and that's exactly what we needed from them. It all come our midfield over four players had over 30 plus disposals. Rockcliffe 36, Robbie Gray 35, the Showdown medalist. I'll get to him in a minute. Ollie Wines 35, DBJ at halfback, awesome with 31. And he's so underrated at the moment. His consistency, moving the ball, he uses it well, and he's smart with the footy. It's just gone under the radar. Him and Carl Amon's season so far have been second to none. They've been awesome to watch, and their improvement in themselves, in their own personal game, is very impressive. And it's hats off to them, because I know we had a lot of doubts over both of them. Carl Amon in particularly, everyone was calling him to be dropped. And now he's starting to prove the doubters wrong, and he's really starting to play the ball really well. Scott Lysette was the other one that was really impressive. As I said before, he went off with an injury, was a knock to the knee in the ruck contest. So we all thought he was done for the day. And it ended up being, he came back onto the ground, absolutely dominated Riley O'Brien. And his performance is what created so many opportunities for the midfield to, move the footy, create multiple inside 50s like we did, and as we always do. But his solo ruck contest at the moment is probably one of the best in the game, and he's really just taking that number one ruck role by the scruff of the neck and saying to Kenny, "This is me. I'm your number one ruck." And what a recruit he's turned out to be. It's just sensational to watch. It's a pity the team can't do it consistently, because I reckon we'd be the best team in the competition if we did it week on week, played that type of football. Very hard to beat. And when Lysette's on, he sets the tone. He's a barometer. Westhoff's the same. He's a barometer. Played really well yesterday. To do that without Travis Boak playing is a win that it just rises the stakes even more. I think the big thing with that is the fact that he's been our best midfielder, and to miss him but to still stand up. Players like Wines, a lot of pressure on him, and he stood up, which is amazing to see as a captain, that he can take that pressure, cop it on the chin, and then stand up when needed. The best part of the day was watching hundreds and thousands, well, not hundreds and thousands, hundreds of Crows fans flock out of the stadium, get to the bridge. They were trying to avoid the traffic, as they say, but you probably would have avoided traffic better if you stayed in the ground. It was that empty by the end of it. It actually looked like the end of the Port game when we lost to the Bulldogs. That's what it looked like. So, Crows fans, when you stick it to us about crowds, prepare to get it back, because that was woeful. And they were never really in at the crowd, and that's great. Just hear their silence and the small crowd that Port Adelaide have that was there last night, to hear them in droves. Music to my ears. Let's get to the votes from Showdown 47. A couple of honourable mentions from the game. Scott Lysette, awesome in the ruck, as I stated before. Westhoff was brilliant in his returning game. Wines, standing up as captain. Carl Amon, all these types of players deserve honourable mention. There was no passengers yesterday, so that a really good team effort. But there was three that did stand out. One vote goes to DBJ, having a phenomenal second half of the season, moved the ball really well, having 31 touches at 83% efficiency. 2 votes goes to Tom Cleary, arguably the best fullback in the competition at the moment. Just Tex had kicked 2 goals, but did nothing else. His influence on the contest was bugger all. So you won't be seeing Tex for a while, because Tom Cleary has it in his back pocket. He can join Tom Hawkins, who's also in there after that performance. And 3 votes goes to the Showdown specialist, Robbie Gray. I just want to spend a moment on Robbie. I want to see your opinion. Is he arguably the best Port Adelaide player we've ever had? Because 5-time medalist of the Showdown medal. He's won 3 Showdown medals in a row of games he's played. Obviously didn't play the one earlier in the year. And he's just second to none from the rest. 35 touches. The way he moves the ball, his contested footy's awesome. His uncontested footy's amazing. His hands in the air are great. His decision making's awesome. And he's just a Showdown specialist. I reckon Crows fans hate him because he's that good. And when you have that type of hatred, you know you're a good player. And every time we play the Crows, you know Robbie Gray's going to give 100%. And he just plays awesome. And he would have got 3 votes yesterday. Tom Cleary, unlucky because his performance was great. 9 intercept marks. But Robbie Gray, take a bow, mate. You are awesome. And Yeah, it was great to watch the master at work. Well, that's it, Port fans. That ends this review of Showdown 47, Port Adelaide versus Adelaide, getting the job done by 57 points. And I tell you what, going to work this week's going to be pretty damn good. So make sure you stick it to the Crows fans this week, Port fans, because it's very rare when we do win a Showdown. But when we do, it feels bloody great. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide content coming your way. We're heading towards 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Never thought we would get it, especially hitting 1,000 last year, but the support's been great, the growth's been awesome, and it's just great to hear your opinions. So let me know in the comments section below your thoughts on the game, and if you were there, let me know your experience. Thanks for watching, Port fans. My name is Anthony, and as always, go on the pair.